Number 1 has a common denominator, so all you have to do is keep that common denominator and add the numerators. So 3 plus 1 is going to give you 4 over 4, and that's 1. Number 2, you're going to have to get a common denominator. What is the smallest number that a 7 and a 21 will both go into? Can you eyeball that? I believe it's going to be 21. So let's change 6/7 to be something over 21. What do you need to multiply a 7 by to give you 21? And that would be a 3. But if you multiply the bottom by 3, you've got to multiply the top by 3. Because 3 over 3 is 1, and you can multiply anything by 1 and not change the value. You only change how it looks. So that would give you 3 times 6 is 18. And then the second one already has a common denominator of 21. So now do 18 minus 2 is 16 over 21. And you always want to reduce these if you can, but so far there wasn't anything to reduce. So let's look at number 3. The first thing I need to do is change that mixed numeral to an improper fraction. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5. That's going to be 5/3. So now you've got denominators of 5 and 3. What's the smallest number that a 5 and a 3 will go into? And I believe that would be 15. Now, if you can't tell, in the previous video, I taught you how to find the LCD using steps. What do I need to multiply 5 by to give me 15? 3. If you multiply the bottom by 3, you got to multiply the top by 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now let's change the second fraction. What do I need to multiply this bottom 3 by to give me 15? And that would be 5. But if you multiply the bottom by 5, you got to multiply the top by 5. So that's going to give you 25. And 25 plus 6 is 31. 31 over 15, and that will not reduce either. All right, last one. You've got an x squared, and you've got a 5 and a y. Or I separated that 5y to a 5 and a y. So my LCD, what I see for factors, I see a 5, and I see x's, and I see y's. And what's the most? A 5 shows up here, 0, here, 1, here, none. So most of 5 showed up was once. What's the most? And x shows up. X shows up twice here, none here, none here. So the most I said was twice. And then what's the most? A y shows up. None here, none, 1. So there's your LCD. So your LCD is 5x squared y minus, this one's going to be 5x squared y. What do I need to multiply x squared by to give me 5x squared y? Well, I need a 5 and I need a y. But you got to multiply the top by the same thing. So that's going to be 5y times 3 is 15y. Now let's go to the second fraction. What do I need to multiply 5y by to give me a 5x squared y? Well, I need to multiply the bottom by x squared, but I got to multiply the top by x squared. So 1 times x squared is x squared. You keep your common denominator of 5x squared y, and you can't combine those numerators, so just write it as 15y minus x squared, and that will not simplify.